Alright, let's get ready to do this. We're going to be using some AI art to create some images of the Norse deities from mythology. You might be familiar with them from the poetic and prose Eddas. This is about the mythology of Scandinavia and the Germanic people. So let's check it out. Okay, so looks like firstly we have kind of Frey looking figure here, and I don't exactly know what kind of weapon. That's a sickle, and the boat looks interesting, and we have these great big halls up here. Maybe that's Valhalla. Let's go to the next one. Okay, we've got Odin with his wizard hat. I noticed the horse has 5 legs, but you know, his horse Slipnir had 8 legs, so I didn't mind that too much. Definitely buff. Definitely been going to the gym, old Odin. I like the ravens. Actually, I really like this one. It's not too bad. Frigga, his wife, and got a bit of a funny eye, but you know, not too bad. Thor. This one was hard. It's got a very Marvel influenced, you know, from the movies. Thor actually has red hair rather than being blonde, so that was difficult to try to get, believe it or not, more difficult than it should be. Sif is Thor's wife, and she was famous because Loki cut her hair off, so she was often referred to as having golden hair. Tyr put his hand in Fenrir Wolf and had it bitten off. That's a fairly interesting story in itself that we might have to look into more deeply another day. So that's why that hand is missing, but otherwise he's a decent war god. Vor. I tried to use some of the lesser known gods and goddesses. There's a whole heap of goddesses that not a lot is known about. We basically have names and a couple of hints, but they don't have huge stories like Thor and Odin have. And Vor is one of them, but I just thought I would try to introduce them to see what we can find out about them later. Njord was actually one of the Vanir, which is a different race of gods rather than the Aesir. And he is the father of Frey and Freya, and he came and joined the Aesir as a basically as a hostage after their war, but he was welcome. And although there's 3 horns here, or is that coming at the back? I don't know. Anyway, it looks pretty good. He apparently had very beautiful feet. His wife is Skadi, and she was a giant, and she loved the mountains, whereas Njord loved the sea, so the marriage did not get off to a good start. But you can see here she's the goddess of skiing, and she looks pretty comfortable there. Almost a Christmas theme here with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Frey was one of the Vanir too. He's the god of sunshine. I think this one actually looks pretty good. I don't really know what this is. Is it some kind of warhammer or mace? I don't know. Looks interesting. I'm not sure about the horns on the helmet, but I know that's not particularly accurate or historically accurate. But still, I think this picture looks pretty cool. Gerd was a giantess that was very beautiful, that Frey was smitten by, and he tried to negotiate marriage with her. She asked for his sword as bride payment, and that is one of the reasons why Frey does not have his sword, during the last battle of Ragnarok and has to fight with a stag antler. So he was badly sort of handicapped during that battle because of the lack of his sword. So perhaps it was Gerd still helping her giant kin from afar as much as she could. But anyway, I do like this picture. It's obviously great winter landscape, and the picture itself is good. Heimdall, another one of those pictures where it's been heavily influenced by Marvel movies and stuff like that, where they have a different actor playing this part, and Heimdall was called the White God. Apparently his teeth were made of gold, and he had a horn that he called out when Ragnarok was about to start. So just one of those things where the movie industry is heavily influencing the AI in this, and it was very hard to get out of that. This took me a long time to try to break out of that, and finally got something that was more golden. I don't know what some of this stuff is, but anyway. Freya, with all the cats. Freya is one of the most powerful goddesses in the Norse mythology, and I think that's quite a good one. It looks good. Got the birds. You've got a falcon cloak, which is borrowed by Loki at one stage. But anyway, goddess of magic. Loki, once again, we can see the heavy influence of the Marvel movies with his clothing. That's a pity, but I think the green and gold does go well with him. Black hair looks good. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's it got to do with his story. It's got nothing to do with his story, really. It's just AI creating something. But anyway. Sigyn was his wife. Not a lot is known about her, except that when Loki was bound up and there was a snake dripping poison on him, Sigyn held a bowl over his head and stopped the poison dripping on him. But whenever she went to empty the bowl, poison dripped on Loki, and he writhed around and created earthquakes, and that's how earthquakes were created. However, I think this is not a bad picture. It's a bit blurry. It's obviously AI. I don't know what's going on with his ear here, but still not too bad. Boulder. This was interesting. One of the few that haven't got a beard, I guess. But he was known for his beauty, a god of the sun, and was killed by an arrow made of mistletoe. So there's a whole story in there that's probably worth exploring in more detail in another video. Bragi was the god of poetry, and apparently had runes carved on his tongue to help him speak magic songs, or sing magic songs. Hel. Well, this was also very difficult to get, because actually it should be that half of her face is normal or pale skinned and the other half is a corpse. Maybe I was trying to get half skull, half not skull, but couldn't get it. Finally, after several attempts and just having pretty stock standard Scandinavian women, came up with this. And I know this looks a bit more South American or Day of the Dead, but still it looks good, and it's got a particularly dark feeling to it, which is good for Hel. Anyway, that's what we settled with. So there you go. That's not all of them, but that's a lot of them. I'll probably do another video like this covering some of the other gods that, if this video seems popular, I'd like to go more into the mythology at some time. But which one was your favorite, or if I didn't cover one of your favorites, which one would you like me to cover? Please leave a comment below to let me know what you think. And if you've liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the notifications and like the video. Thanks for everything, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.